Manifestation of the friendly guides. Assuming I will be compelled, as is the average voyager, to encounter the full array of hallucinatory labyrinth visions as they impose their own forms upon the face of the beloved, I will try to remember that these are my own thought forms and that they spring from my own deep consciousness. Fourth chamber. At the moment, I seem to be recovering from a deep blackout state which occurred during my passage through the primary and secondary clear lights. But evidently I have fully recovered, because it has begun to dawn upon me that I am in the macro dimensions. As I direct my attention to the immediate environment, I recognize the familiar phenomenal aspects of what can only be the macro-dimensional worlds, containing all 6 lower dimensions. I am aware of them, my self-directed attention sweeping over them as they revolve slowly in an inexorable swirl, emanating a deep, penetrating, grinding rumble. Now that I have recovered my full, unoccluded attention and eternalized presence, I know that any phenomena encountered here in the macro dimensions should be recognized as the primal elements which, when combined, produce the apparent effects of space and time, in which time is a function of space, and that when they separate during labyrinth voyaging, they produce definite macro-dimensional effects, very different from the effects of the human dimensional levels. For instance, the chamber I seem to be in at the moment appears deep blue, both atmospherically and in mood. With my labyrinth voyaging senses recovered, I know that this is the matrix of space, from which all spatial phenomena arise, riddled with threads of cosmic energy, its brilliant blue radiation arousing within me a responsive element, that component of consciousness which is sensitive to and which creates the apparency of space, which is to say, matter resolved into its most primal form, the etheric substance which is called light, and below the speed of light is considered matter. From out of the heart of the beloved, a sudden, brilliant, blinding, blue radiation penetrates every fiber of my being, slowly and inexorably, and not particularly comfortably, burning away those automatic habits of human primate life and attachments to the organic world, which have unavoidably accumulated within me through continual contamination with organic life. At the same moment, I become aware of a soft white light, which I somehow seem to know offers a refuge, perhaps a temporary relief through rebirth, the swaddling blanket of organic form, where if I allowed myself to be drawn down into it, I could feel somewhat protected and buffered from this harsh, intense radiation which burns and itches so intolerably. The deep infrared and high-frequency ultraviolet rays scorching and buzzing, bursts of high frequency thrilling through me in a never-ending symphony of raw, painful, and yet dissolving force. I mustn't allow myself to react to the natural fear engendered by this experience by giving into panic and hysteria. As the radiation dissolves karma, which is to say, frees me from those results of my continual involvement with biological bodies, the ego will also dissolve, that false sense of detached self-existence generated by the human primate self, whose habitual tendencies, actions, and thoughts burn deeply into my essential self. I'll give that to you again. As the radiation dissolves karma, which is to say, frees me from those results of my continual involvement with biological bodies, the ego will also dissolve, that false sense of detached self-existence generated by the human primate self. those habitual tendencies, actions, and thoughts burn deeply into my essential self by slow contamination through continual contact with human primate thoughts and actions, and constant exposure to biological life. No matter how great the fear, I won't allow panic to rise so much so that I am helplessly drawn down into the soft, pleasant, seductive white light, because I know that once engulfed by the lower dimensions, I'll be pulled into rebirth, overwhelmed by constant distractions, forced by attractions and repulsions, to wander and sleep through all 6 domains of organic existence. And I may not have the opportunity to escape this powerful wheel of karma for a very long time. And with this vision, I am given strength to resist rebirth by the realization that ultimately, here I will be once again, faced with the same dilemma: to give in to the soft, seductive light of rebirth, or not to give in to panic, to accept the brilliant, dazzling, blue, dissolving radiation without resistance, to welcome it and bathe myself in it, in the mood of gratitude, as it dissolves away every last shred of habits, attitudes, and occluded human primate vision. When wandering in the 6 lower dimensions because of the power of habits, bathing in the brilliant radiation of the matrix of space, may my essential self, the voyager, be cleansed and guided by the inexorable wisdom of reality. May the beloved be my protector. May I be brought safely across the shocking ambushes and sudden, unexpected vistas of the labyrinth. May I be brought to the liberation of the pure, shining void. Concentrating my powerful voyager attention in this way, arousing in myself deep feelings of intense humility and faith in the unchangeable nature of reality, remembering that I cannot change what is, but I can learn to like it, I allow myself to merge and become engulfed in the halo of rainbow radiation, the heart of the beloved, the seed of all universal forces, the realm from which there is no return.